Let's continue our journey of Restaurateur. Last time we discussed about how we control the cost, the CPC method. Then we talk about how we check our revenue, how the revenue goes up and down, how do we know. And now today, the fixed cost management. Now fixed cost management also based on the covers. See, entire restaurant, if you want to control variables, fixed, you want to check your revenue, how your revenue is improving, your growth, everything based on the cover. The covers has to be recorded correctly. So in the fixed cost management also, the covers are very important. Most of the people think the cover is for the controllables, which is variable cost, and for the revenue. No, for the fixed cost also. Why? Because the nature of fixed cost is very different. It is same. It is your lease cost, it is your maintenance cost. When I say maintenance cost, maintenance agreements, because nowadays the industry has changed. We don't have to invest in the assets. We can get the IT equipment, we can get the dishwasher, we can get almost everything on lease or rent or fixed rent, which obviously increase my overall cost, my fixed cost. But a restaurant business or a hotel business is a high fixed cost business because we lease most of the thing. Either we invest or we lease. Now, if we invest, what will happen? You have to source a lot of fund. You have to go for funding, bank loans, which increase your interest cost, and the equipments have a limited life, limited operating life. So at some certain point of time, they finish and then you have to reinvest again. You have to keep reinvesting. You have to keep going for the more investment. So we go for a asset light model. Asset light model means I don't invest too much in the assets, but I lease them, which increase my fixed cost. And that's why the fixed cost management is very important. And also for the new entrepreneurs, for the startups, for new investor, there's no point investing in the asset too much. Take a space on lease, take equipment on the lease, your IT equipments, your dishwashers, your grills, whatever you can get on lease, even the furniture, and operate the business. But then your fixed cost is quite bulky. But how do I manage it? But before taking an example, we need to understand the nature of fixed cost. Now, nature of fixed cost is it goes down with the increase in the production. So I'll explain you using 4 models. And I use the very basic cost model for this. So in my model number 1, the restaurant has 1,000 paying covers. So I always say the covers has to be counted correctly. So the restaurant count the covers, it is 1,000, and the fixed cost is 20,000. 20,000 is for the lease of the space, for MA, maintenance agreements, for the fixed payroll. So let's say 20,000 my fixed cost, and the paying covers are 1,000. So what I do, I try to find out what is the fixed cost per cover. I divide 20,000 with 1,000, 20. So 20 is my cover. So I know each cover is coming to my restaurant. My cost is 20 with each paying covers. So that's my one model. Now what happened then? Now you can see what happened next month. The number of covers increased to 1,250. There's 25% increase in the cover, but my fixed cost remains same, 20,000. Again, I'll divide 20,000 with 1,250. My cost come down to 16. So each paying guest, my fixed cost is only 16. That impacting by 16. Earlier it was impacting by 20. When my sale increased, my fixed cost per cover reduced or per unit reduced. That's the nature. Now model number 3, what happened? The volume goes down with covers reduced from 1,000 to 800. I'm able to reduce my fixed cost from 20,000 to 18,000, 10% reduction. When I divide 18,000 with 800, the cost goes up to 22.5. So now you can see in the model 3, the cost increased to 22.5, which was actually 20. Even with the lower cost. Because of the volumes. So the nature is when you increase your volume, your fixed cost goes down. And finally, I'll take the model number 4. Here my fixed cost again down 18,000, but my sale don't increase. So my cost goes down to 18. So that's how it is. So it's completely based on the volume. So that's the nature. Why I show this small model to you, just to show when my volume increase, my fixed cost base goes down. When volume goes down, it goes up. Even with the reduction of the fixed cost from 20,000 to 18,000, if my volume keep going down, the fixed cost impact is the same or higher. So that's how we understand. So if I want to manage my fixed cost, I have to concentrate on the volumes. So what I explained is very simple fixed cost nature, which most of the people understand that yes, when my volume increase, my fixed cost impact goes down, and when my volume goes down, my impact goes up. But again, even if the fixed cost goes down and volume also goes down, the impact almost remains same or remain high. So how do we know it? Why I show as in a table? Because we have to find a dollar value. In your business, please see your fixed costs, check your covers and see how the impact is. It will be very different. You will surprised to see how the business get impacted by this. This is just a basic model just for understanding. But when you go in the real data, you will see completely a surprising picture about your business, and then you'll understand what is the point I have to control. We know there is a limitation in increase of the volume. It can be because of location, it can be because of seasonality, it can be many other reasons. There's a question, if that is the nature, why do I increase my fixed cost? Why should I go for the lease? Why don't I invest my own money and get an equipments or the IT equipments and hire my own staff for maintenance instead of going for the maintenance agreements? See, the thing is, fixed cost is very helpful in a business because it indicates what is your future liability. But your variable cost, which is a controllable cost, you cannot assess your variable cost correctly. It can go up and down based on market and can come down very quickly. But the fixed costs don't move very quickly. It is your future liability, we know it, and we understand how much I have to generate to manage this business. So if I increase my fixed cost, what happens? Now again, I've taken the same standard model. 1,000 unit, 1,000 covers and 20,000 my cost. And my fixed cost per cover is 20. Same model. Now what happened? Now here my cost increased from 20,000 to 25,000 because I start leasing equipments, I start having more fixed costs, I have an increase in the payroll cost, but my volume also increased. My volume increased from 1,000 to 1,250. You see what happened? When my volume increased, my fixed cost increased, the additional impact is 0, which means it's still the 20. Earlier it was 20, when we have 20,000 fixed cost and 1,000 covers. And now even with increase of the fixed cost 25,000, but the cover also increased to 1,250, my impact is same 20. Maybe I can have 1,400 covers, maybe I can have 1,500 covers, and the impact goes down. So increasing fixed cost does not mean that it's going to impact my business. And that is what we need to understand. As an entrepreneur, we should avoid investing in the equipments. We should go for the light asset model. We should go for the leasing. We should increase in those equipment which can increase my overall volume. Now, I can increase my payroll, having a specialized chef or a bakery chef and start selling the bakery products. So my volume increase, although I have additional cost of the bakery chef, but again, it's covered by my increase in volume. If there is a business opportunity and we have to increase the fixed cost, don't shy. Just increase the fixed cost. Don't worry about fixed cost too much. The fixed cost increase because of the investment in leasing new equipments, hiring better staff is actually payoff. It pay you in the long term. So that's what the fixed cost management is. The easy one is you go for negotiation, you cut down from 20,000 to 18,000, you take for long-term lease. But then we should not shy away to lease the equipment, to invest in the manpower, which is my fixed cost, a specialized manpower, because they're going to increase my volume. So if I want to increase my volume, I have to think about my fixed cost, where I should invest, which equipment should I lease, which space I should lease. Should I open a takeaway corner, which again in my fixed cost, I have to build little bit of space for them, We have to hire new equipment. We may have to hire the IT equipment more. We may need to hire a customer management software, which is a cost. But if it is going to help me in improving my business, yes, so we should go for it. So fixed cost management is basically invest on those which help me to improve my volume, and then only I can manage it. Just negotiation and cutting down the corners, don't have enough staff, it's not going to improve my business. The long-term growth and the sustainability in the growth come with the backup of the fixed cost management, if it is managed properly. So I try to explain you in a small model, in a small restaurant. If I get a chance, I'll show you one of the restaurant in one of my episode. Close by, there's a coffee shop. A person who was in hotel job, he worked 3-4 years. He was hotel management graduate. He has some space. He opened his own coffee shop and he's doing quite well. But how is managing? I want to show it to you someday. So that's a part of my fixed cost management. So in summary, the increase in the fixed component is acceptable if it can help to generate the additional revenue. So when we go for increase in the fixed cost, we have to think how it's going to help me in my business sustainability, in long-term goals, in achieving long-term goals. And obviously negotiation, I don't negate negotiation. You can do negotiation, you can negotiate for a longer term, which is one of the part of negotiation. If instead of having a contract for 12 months, if you go for 36 months, most of the contractor give you a better rate. So there you can reduce your fixed cost. You can go for the FTE model, full-time equivalent model, which in one of my episodes, which I'm going to put a link down, how to manage the payroll. You can use that one. So those things you can use to reduce the impact, but obviously there'll be a limit. You cannot reduce after certain limit. So you have to think, yes, this is my cost and I have to deal with it. But again, keep investing in those which can improve your sale volume, and also it can reduce your overall financial impact. So don't shy away from the fixed cost. Try to use this method and it will help you in sustaining the business. I hope you like my session about the fixed cost management. It's not complicated, but again, if you work on table form and use your real data, then you see a very different picture which you can really manage. But you have to convert into your data, your actual data, into the table form, the way I explained you. Know your dollar value, and then it works. You can send your comments to my website, hotelierfinance.com, or you can leave your comments down. I will get back to you. And next episode, I'm going to talk about how you do the pricing, how you price each item for the restaurant. So correct pricing and using the menu engineering method can improve your revenue. That will help you to run a restaurant successfully. That's all I have today. Have a good day.